You know, for years on my show, I had the privilege of interviewing people from all walks of life, from everyday heroes to global icons. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. What sets extraordinary people apart is rarely some stroke of luck or a silver spoon. It's the conscious choice to live with intention, to embrace habits that empower them to lead, to love, and to truly make a difference. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People isn't just a self-help book. It's a blueprint for building a life of meaning and impact. We're going to unpack each of these habits, explore real-life examples of people who embody them, and most importantly, give you practical tools to start incorporating them into your own life starting today. Let's begin. Habit number 1, my friends, is the foundation upon which all other habits are built. Be proactive. This isn't just about being busy or checking things off a to-do list. It's about a fundamental shift in perspective. It's about recognizing that we are not puppets at the mercy of our circumstances. We have the power to choose our response. Reactive people, they're often driven by their emotions. They blame, they complain, they wait for things to happen to them. But proactive people, they take responsibility. They understand that between every stimulus and response there is a space, and in that space lies our freedom to choose. Think about Nelson Mandela. 27 years in prison for his beliefs, and yet, he emerged not consumed by bitterness but with a message of forgiveness and reconciliation. Now you might be thinking, Oprah, that's easy to say about Nelson Mandela, he's an icon. But here's the thing, this habit is available to each and every one of us. Challenge yourself to replace phrases like, I can't with how can I, and what can I control. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. This isn't just about setting goals, though goals are important. This is about something much deeper. It's about asking yourself, what do I want my life to stand for? What legacy will I leave behind? Highly effective people, they have a clear vision for their lives. They don't just drift through their days reacting to whatever comes their way. They have a personal mission statement. They've taken the time to define their values, their passions, their purpose, and they use that vision as a guiding light for their decisions, big and small. Think about my dear friend Maya Angelou. She lived with intention, with a deep understanding of the stories she wanted to tell and the impact she wanted to have on the world. Start by asking yourself some simple questions. What brings me joy? What am I passionate about? What breaks my heart in the world? And what can I do to heal it? Write down your answers, refine them, because when you live with purpose, when you know your why, the how becomes so much clearer. Habit 3. Put first things first. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? Yet some people seem to accomplish so much more than others. You know what the difference is? They've mastered the art of prioritization. See, it's so easy to get caught up in the tyranny of the urgent. Emails, deadlines, endless to-do lists. They can consume our days if we let them. But highly effective people, they understand that not everything that's urgent is important. And not everything that's important is urgent. Stephen Covey talked about this in terms of 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, urgent and important. These are the crises, the deadlines you can't ignore. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important. These are the distractions, the interruptions, the things that steal our time and energy but don't actually move us forward. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. Well, these are the time wasters, pure and simple. But the magic, my friends, happens in quadrant 2. Important but not urgent. This is where we find activities like planning, personal development, building relationships, taking care of our health. Think about someone like Warren Buffett. He avoids distractions. He says no to almost everything that doesn't align with his priorities. Block out time on your calendar for your most important tasks, and treat those blocks as sacred. Habit 4. Think win-win, embracing abundance. This habit is all about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. It's about recognizing that there's enough success, enough joy, enough opportunity to go around for everyone. Now, some people operate from a win-lose mentality. They believe that for them to succeed, someone else has to lose. But highly effective people, they understand that life isn't a zero-sum game. They look for ways to create mutually beneficial solutions. They collaborate, they build each other up, they celebrate each other's successes. Think about leaders like Nelson Mandela, who brought about the end of apartheid in South Africa through dialogue and reconciliation. Or someone like Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, who transformed the company's culture by fostering collaboration and empowering his employees. Thinking win-win starts with character. It requires empathy, integrity, and a genuine desire to see others succeed. Seek to understand their needs and concerns. You might be surprised at the creative solutions that emerge when you approach challenges with a win-win mindset. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood, the art of empathetic listening. You know, we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. But so often we don't truly listen. We listen with the intent to reply, to interject our own opinions, to judge. Highly effective people, they understand the power of empathetic listening. They listen not just with their ears, but with their hearts and minds. They create a safe space for others to feel heard, to feel validated. Think about the best listeners you know, the ones who make you feel seen and understood. They probably ask thoughtful questions, they pay attention to your body language, they don't interrupt, they're fully present in the conversation. Even the FBI uses this principle in hostage negotiations. Did you know that? Before offering any solutions, trained negotiators focus on active listening. Why? Because it builds trust. It de-escalates tension. It creates an environment where real communication can occur. So how can we become more empathetic listeners? It starts with being present. Put away your phone. Silence your inner monologue. Just listen. Habit 6. Synergize. The power of collaboration. This habit is all about embracing the beauty of differences. It's about recognizing that when we come together with our unique perspectives, our diverse talents, we can create something truly extraordinary. Think about it. What happens when you mix different colors of paint? You create something new, something vibrant. The same principle applies to human interaction. Synergy is about 1 + 1 = 3 or even 10. It's about understanding that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Highly effective people, they don't see differences as threats, but as opportunities. They value collaboration over competition. Look at any high-performing team, whether it's a sports team, a musical group, or a successful company. They're not all clones of each other. They bring their unique strengths to the table, they support each other's weaknesses, and they work together towards a common goal. Be willing to challenge your own assumptions. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw, investing in yourself. This last habit is all about self-renewal, about taking care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Imagine trying to cut down a tree with a dull saw. You can work really hard, but you're not going to make much progress, are you? It's the same with our lives. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not going to be as effective in any area of our lives. Highly effective people, they understand that they need to prioritize their own well-being in order to show up fully for themselves and for others. They make time for exercise, for healthy eating, for getting enough sleep. They engage in activities that bring them joy and nourish their souls. They also make time for reflection and introspection. Find what replenishes you, what fills your cup, and make it a non-negotiable part of your life. Because when you take care of yourself, you can give your best to the world. Outro, Living the 7 Habits, Your Journey to Extraordinary. So there you have it, the 7 habits of highly effective people. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize, sharpen the saw. These aren't just words on a page, my friends. They're principles for living a life of intention, a life of impact, a life that matters. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep shining your light.